Hey guys, I'm doing this Microsoft 1 month reading for August 2022 by special request. This is the last August reading I'll do for 2022. Before we get into it though, do the channel a favor, show some support. Go to our Kickstarter. You can go to smeta.com, or you can go to the link in our description for our Kickstarter. We've launched a Kickstarter campaign, and we're looking to raise money to complete software that we've been building for over a year. We're like 85-90% complete, building a financial astrology chart application that you can look at stocks, you can look at crypto, all that stuff. So show some support. Check out our Kickstarter, much appreciated. And here we go, guys. So Microsoft August 2022 overview, and important support levels highlighted. This is on a like a year-to-date chart, I should say. An important support levels highlighted. The behavior moving into the low is a decline through a key support level to meet a second key support level, and then we move sideways, rotating along that support level. Behavior around the month's high. We have a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a sharp decline through key support level. Sneak preview for the following month is a breakout. Looks like the breakout's probably through price level that we see on the 25th. What's interesting about this reading is there's a lot of other readings that have congruencies with where the high and the lows are for the month. And so with that said, I did kind of pick up on a low here around the 17th, 18th. But it's not quite as strong as some of these other readings that I've seen. All right, so on the first, we have sideways fluidity, equal bulls and bears moving sideways along a support level, and that's also crossed with a one local low. So on a 1 day chart for the first, there will be one prominent low that stands out, and that's a notable decline into that low. On the second, we have an opportunity within the midst of a decline to open up a long position. Looks like we probably have a low here on the second, and then a pop higher on the third. But we have a low correlator here on the third. I just sense that it's probably on the second though. In any case, there's two local lows on the second. So on a 1 day chart for the second, we should see two prominent lows and one prominent high. Prominent high forms when there's a notable move on a 1 day chart to meet it. There's a sharp drop from a peak or crest to meet one of the local lows, and that's on a 1 day chart. And then sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes in a rally is what forms the other local low for the second. On the third, we have a cash in opportunity. There's a support level highlighted on the third. One local low, two local highs, and a swing trade opportunity. I gotta get my dog, guys, sorry. Big move to the upside on the fourth. Support level highlighted on the fourth as well. And it looks like a trade opportunity to close a swing trade and also open another one, or a day trade in here as well. One or the other. I have to look closer to really see, but there's some good trades. There's two trades here on the fourth. One takes place when we have a opportunity to open up a short position in the midst of a rally. Another one forms when we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility. And the one local low that we see on the fourth, we revisit past problems. We revisit we re-break through a support level, a key support level on the fourth, and that would be likely key support on a 1 month chart. Excuse me, on a 1 day chart. On the fifth, we have two local lows and one local high, and there's a decline that increases with momentum as we move forward into the end of the week. One local high that forms when we have a notable move higher to meet it on a 1 day chart, possibly, definitely from being out of oversold territory, but possibly like to cover a gap down. So a move higher to cover a gap down. One local low that forms when we have a notable decline on a one-day chart off of a high or a crest, and another one that forms when we have sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. On the 8th, we have quite a bit of volatility. There's a month's crest or a month's high here on the 8th, 9th, likely on the 8th. We have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that decline. There's also quite a bit of volatility, and there's a resistance level that we break through either on the 8th or the 9th. We break through it temporarily, and then we break back down through that same price level. One of the local highs on the 8th out of the two, it forms when we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting another resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between the two. And there's a notable drop on a one-day chart to meet the local low for the 8th. On the 9th, we have 3 trades, so likely the close of a swing trade, and then we have a day trade in here. There's sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline. A good trade opportunity towards the end of the day. It's possible we have like either a notable move from down or a notable move up. There's like a high and a low towards the afternoon on the 9th. And so these 3 trade opportunities, one that forms, it's an opportunity to open up a short position or protect against long positions in the midst of a rally. Another one that forms when we have a rally that increases with momentum moving into the moving forward in time. And then another one that forms when we break through horizontal resistance briefly, we stay above it briefly, and then we break back down through that same price level. The one local high that I see on the 9th, same thing, it's a move higher through resistance followed by a breakdown through that same price level shortly thereafter. And then something early in the morning on the 10th, or possibly overnight on the 9th, 10th, something hidden comes to light. There's the revisiting of a recent past opportunity at a support level when we rotate sideways along support, and there's a sharp dip within that period of rotation. And that sharp dip will bring us to the one local low for the 10th. On the 11th, we have, it looks like we're going to break through key resistance, but instead we fail and break down through a key support level. The one local low on the 11th forms from a sharp drop on a one-day chart. That's a sharp drop off of a high or a crest. On the 12th, we have a notable move to the upside on a 1-month chart. It'll stand out, a notable move to the upside. There's one local low that forms when we revisit a past problem and re-break down through a support level. One swing trade opportunity looks like to close a swing trade, or excuse me, to open a swing trade. And that takes place in the midst of a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position or protect against long positions. So around like 12th, 15th, there's a lot of lows on other 1-month charts for August, just to point that out. I don't really see, there's nothing indicating that here really, but I do pick up a faint sense of a low here around the 17th or 18th. So anyhow, so on the 15th, we have one local high and one local low. The local high forms when we have a rally along a diagonal trend line that breaks through horizontal resistance, meets a second resistance, and then pulls back to somewhere between those two with a sharp dip. And then the one local low that forms when we have a sharp drop on a one-day chart off of a crest or a high. There's sideways fluctuations or sideways movement. 3 crisscrosses through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend, at least temporarily. And we also have a correlation to an important support level on a year-to-date chart. On the 16th, we have selling from overbought territory on RSI, and there's one local high there that forms when we have a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting a secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two. On the 17th, we have a swing trade opportunity. It looks like to close a swing trade towards the end of the day. We have a notable move to the upside, creating new support, it looks like, on the 17th. The swing trade takes place when there's an opportunity to open up a short position in the midst of a rally. Most likely, it looks like there's possibly a bullish opportunity towards the end of the day when we meet a local low that forms when we re-break through a key support level. On the 18th, we have notable decline through multiple key support levels, and we likely have a low there. On the 19th, we have sideways price swings with a bullish trend. Usually with a bullish trend, there's one local high and one local low. I gotta get my dog again, guys. Hermes, what is your issue today? You gotta stop it. I'm trying to record, man. I'm trying to record. So sideways price swings with a bullish trend and one local high, one local low on the 19th. Local high forms again when we rally along diagonal trend line, break through horizontal resistance, and then pull back, meet secondary resistance and pull back to somewhere between the two. And then the local low on that day forms after a sharp drop on a one-day chart off of a higher crest. And again, we have a key support level on a year-to-date chart highlighted on the 18th and the 19th. So likely a low there, guys. On the 22nd, we have 3 trade opportunities. So it looks like an opportunity to place a day trade and then also open up a swing trade. There's one local high and one local low, and there's notable rally on a 1-month chart. This will stand out. The one local high forms when we break through horizontal resistance. We stay there briefly and then break back down through the same price level. It looks like we have a minor crest, possibly a minor crest right there. Actually, let me take that back, not necessarily. And then we have a local low that forms when we re-break through a key support level. By re-break, I mean we broke through it once before, and then now we break through it again. One local low that forms when we break through horizontal resistance. We stay there briefly and then break back down through the same price level. Another trade opportunity that forms when we have a rally along a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position and protect against long positions. And another trade opportunity that forms in the midst of a rally that increases with momentum moving into the end of the day, I should say. There's a cash-in opportunity, looks like, towards the end of the day on the 23rd, and we have a notable move higher on a 1-month chart that's fully retraced back down. On the 24th, we have one local high and one local low, and a key support level on a year-to-date chart is highlighted. We have a notable, there's a male ruler of nations highlighted as well on the 24th. One local low that forms after we have a sharp drop on a 1-day chart off of a higher crest, and one local high that forms when we rally along a diagonal trend line, break through horizontal resistance, meet a secondary resistance, and then pull back to somewhere between the two. On the 25th, we have a decline. There's quite a bit of volatility here, an opportunity to open up a position or play both sides of the market utilizing options. There's a month's high or very likely a prominent crest here. It could be a month's high, but a prominent crest here. More likely a prominent crest. And we have, it could be a month's high really. And we have a sharp decline that ends, we have a period of decline that ends with a fast sudden move higher marking the end of that decline. There's 2 local highs that form. One when we have a rally along a diagonal trend line. We meet secondary resistance. We break through horizontal resistance, meet secondary resistance, and then pull back to somewhere between the two. The local low that forms when we have a notable drop on a 1-day chart. On the 26th, we have behavior where we're bumping up against horizontal resistance. We move sideways along that, possibly breaking through 1 or 2 of them, but majority of the time we're bumping along horizontal resistance. There's a swing trade opportunity in there as well, to open up a short position in the midst of a rally or protect against long positions. Another swing trade opportunity on the 29th, an important key support level on a year-to-date chart highlighted again, and a swing trade opportunity involving a fast sudden move higher that marks the end of a period of volatility. There's also a merger between an agreement between 2 leaders or a merger of some kind that's highlighted on the 29th. On the 30th, we attempt to establish support, and there's one local low that forms when we have a notable drop. It'll be a sharp drop on a 1-day chart, on a 1-day chart, and then on the 31st we have possibly another month's low here. I'm picking up faintly on another month's low here on the 31st. We have an opportunity in the midst of a decline to open up a long position. There's 2 local lows that form on the 31st chart, on a 1-day chart for the 31st. The first one forms when we have a sharp drop off of a peak or crest. On a 1-day chart, it'll stand out. And then also another low that forms when we have sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a rally. The one local high that forms on the 31st will do so when we have a notable move higher on a 1-day chart. It'll stand out, and that's from oversold territory or to cover it, to fill a previous gap down. The sneak preview card for September is a breakout, so we should be seeing a breakout, and I definitely take advantage of this. I definitely plan to take advantage of this opportunity on the 31st to open up a long position. If there is a low on the 18th, as I sense, I'll likely open up a long position there and sell it on the 25th. All right, guys, that's Microsoft for August 2022. Let me know you want to see more Microsoft by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so, my friends. It's a great way to support us. And share if you have subscribed. It's another way to support us. Most importantly, when you make money from this reading, pay a little bit of that forward and keep the flow going. Pay a little bit of that back to us at Approveb on Cash App. Show some gratitude for all the free work that my team does. And then the rest of it, do what you want with it out of love, as long as it's out of love. And the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. I'll see you on the next one, guys.